Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
It's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Did you know a fully loaded truck weighs 80,000 pounds?
I do know that they can cause a lot of damage in a wreck.
Over 40,000 people die every year in crashes.
And distracted driving is getting even worse.
I wish we had better ways to prevent distracted driving.
Me too. But one thing we can do is help people who've been injured in car and truck accidents.
Hurtin' almost heaven? Dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke Schultz Harmon and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco Team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremation Robert Fields & Sons, The Mansion for Eddie Walfer, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, The Palace Lounge, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Murius Group Ameriprise Financial Services LLC, and the Berkeley County Health Department.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good pitching.
Good evening and welcome here to P.O. Faulkner Park, my apologies, Sager Field. Wrong place here for today's regional baseball tournament matchup between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and Jefferson Cougars, as we welcome you into the pregame show brought to you by Hagerstown Ford. They're revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can buy your next vehicle online and they'll deliver to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit their website, fordofhagerstown.com. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me on the call is Trip Tobin. Nick Verzolini's our on-site producer, and back at the studios, Dylan Bishop, Kyler High, and Alec Epperson's our camera crew. Winner's advantage is held by the number one team in the state, the Jefferson Cougars, as they try to defeat Martinsburg once again here in the 4A Region 2 baseball tournament to advance to the Region Championship Series, which will either be against Washington or Hedgesville, as they have a winner-take-all game here today as well. We'll try to keep you updated through that one, but Trip, what are your thoughts here for today's game? As on the mound, we'll see Engel for Jefferson and, of course, for Martinsburg, Jameer Brown.
Yeah, I mean, Martinsburg's the key to victory for Martinsburg throughout this year, as we've watched them, is to stay close. You know what I mean, and score late. And in their victories against EPAC teams, that's what they do. They keep the game close. They get a walk-off home run earlier this year from Jameer in a tight EPAC game to get a couple, bunt, sacrifice, squeeze play, walk-offs. I mean, they keep it close. I mean, they make it tough on the other team. On the other side of that, though, Jefferson, they find a way to run away late in the game. So, it's a tale of two teams. Is Martinsburg going to be able to keep this close, and get that late run, or is Jefferson going to do what they've been doing all year long, can continue to tackle runs, get insurance runs, and put Martinsburg away? And I guess the biggest question is, Jameer Brown, the familiarity, of just seeing him, and then of course kind of the short start there, 4 days since the last start. But he's young and resilient, and then Engel on the mound for Jefferson has just been magnificent as far as his ERA, and his whip numbers are just, crazy good. And, he's going to see a Martinsburg lineup that they know they have to, get on base and get him on and get him over. Martinsburg plays more for the, run or two an inning and try to not do too much fancy, not try to play for a real big inning. Jefferson, on the other hand, we see them, on first and second last time go for a big inning. Martinsburg was able to shut that down. Grant Henderson in there. So, going to see how that plays out tonight. Jefferson, they don't have to win tonight. Certainly they want to win, no doubt, but the pressure is on Martinsburg tonight, and Martinsburg has come up big in some pressure games.
Let's step aside, take our first 2-minute break here on the Hagerstown Ford pregame show. And on the other side of that break, we'll get our coaches' interviews. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10 back in 2 minutes.
The future doesn't wait. Why should you? Blue Ridge Community and Technical College offers over 60 degree and certificate programs in education, IT, culinary arts, engineering, and so much more. Small class sizes, flexible schedules with evening and online classes, affordable tuition, plus financial aid is available to those who qualify. Now you can go to college. Visit us online at blueridgectc.edu. That's blueridgectc.edu. Stop waiting and enroll today.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
You have choices when it comes to appliance repair, but before you call a large corporate chain, consider what BW Appliance brings to the table. BW Appliance Repair offers fast in-home appliance repair services to the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, including Jefferson County and Berkeley County. We strive for professionalism, dedication, and honesty. Call us today at 304-279-8858 to schedule immediate service. You can also visit us online at bwappliance.repair.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
We welcome you back here to Sager Field as we continue with our pregame show brought to you by Hagerstown Ford for today's game between Jefferson and Martinsburg. Let's now get our interviews brought to you by Trips Flooring. If you're not sure where to go, who to trust with your flooring needs, then call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. First joined by Aaron Byler, head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Coach Byler, your team gets the win in walk-off fashion against Spring Mills to advance here to Jefferson once again. What were your thoughts, though, on that last game against the Cardinals?
Oh, it was good how we executed things there at the end. Silas Sarnecki gets a bunt down with 2 strikes and able to kind of walk it off there. I thought Grant pitched really good. You got 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, and he probably should have got the win, but Christian was able to come in and close things down there when it didn't go our way a little bit, and credit to our guys for responding there in the bottom.
Now you get another opportunity against the number 1 team in the state, and Jefferson. It's been a tough task for everybody so far this year. You guys were able to get them once. What needs to be done today to force a winner-take-all scenario?
It's like we talk about all the time. You have to win the free base game. It's especially important to win it against them with with all the speed they have up and down that lineup. Jameer's going to have to throw strikes. We're going to have to limit the walks and the errors and all that stuff, and we got to put the ball in play a lot more than we have been doing lately if we want to have a chance tonight.
Is there any worry or doubt in the back of your mind with Jameer Brown going up against Jefferson once again like he did on Thursday?
Nope. Jameer's one of the best pitchers in the EPAC, in my opinion. I think that goes without question. Him and Grant are two of the best pitchers in the EPAC, and if they're available, they're going to throw, and that's kind of the way we look at it. Jameer's available. He says arm feels good. We're going to give him the ball, and I think it gives us the best chance to win today.
Last time you guys took on Jet Gross, and he was lights out. Whoever they throw this time around, what's kind of the approach that you're hoping your team to take at the plate?
Just got to limit strikeouts. We can't strike out 11 or 12 times like we did the last time against them. That doesn't put any pressure on their defense at all. So we've got to put the ball in play a lot more and have better competitive at-bats if we want to win tonight.
Anything else, Coach Byler?
Thanks, Colin.
Thank you. Best of luck. Now joined by John Lowry, head coach of the Jefferson Cougars. Coach Lowry, your team one win away from an opportunity at the regional championship series. It's Martinsburg. Once again, what's the approach heading into today's game for your team?
Well, I'll tell you what, our area is very competitive, and they're not only on our side, but on the other side, there are four really competitive teams still alive. So, our goal is just to go out, try to play it one pitch at a time and play as well as we can, and give our best effort, and if things don't go our way, at least we can live with the fact that we know we've done the best we can, and that's our approach, to do the best we can. Martinsburg has a good club. It's a Martinsburg-Jefferson rivalry goes way back, and it's always a fun series to be a part of.
What do you feel like kind of has defined that rivalry here this season?
Well, it's just defined by, I think everybody knows everybody, and the proximity of back and forth, and I think the interest in athletics at the two schools. A rivalry, I think, is established when it's kind of a back and forth, and you can look at the history of this rival. There's been times they've won, there's been times we've won, and it's and the teams that have been fortunate enough to win have gone on and represented the area well. But now you have the other schools that have come in. The area's grown so much. It's just, it's a very competitive area.
They're choosing to go with Jameer Brown on the mound once again. You guys just saw him a few days ago and got the 3-0 win against him in a fantastic pitcher's duel. What are you hoping for your offense to do this time around, maybe differently, to have more success offensively?
Well, we got to generate some runs. We got to get some base runners and hit the baseball. If you look at our scores throughout the year, we've played a lot of tight games, 3-1, 4-2, whatever. It's I think the key to our team is to play well defensively and to pitch. That's our strength, and hopefully we can push across a couple runs. And if we're fortunate enough to do that, be able to make them stand up. You got to give Jameer a lot of credit. He throws the ball really well. They have several outstanding arms over there. Henderson the other night against Spring Mills, and it comes down to pitching at this level without any question. So, we'll hopefully we can generate some offense, putting the ball in play and putting some pressure on that way, and be able to use our speed a little bit.
On your guys' side, who are you deciding to start today against Martinsburg, and what are you hoping to see from them?
Peanut's been really successful for us this year. He's thrown the second most innings. He doesn't give bases away. If teams get on against him, it's because they've earned it by getting a base hit. He's got good control. He's got good high school velocity, and he's got a really good breaking pitch. And he throws the ball across the plate. And I think that's the key at this level, is to not walk people and you try to win the 90-foot battle, the free 90-foot battle. You try not to give those bases away, and we've been fortunate to be successful when Peanuts pitch to do that.
It's a 2-game to win 1 scenario for your team to advance. How do you make sure they play pressure-free, though, and don't let that expectation of getting the game done early and moving on here because of being the number 1 team in the state?
We've played a lot of games against. That's the reason we've played the schedule we have, is to try to put ourselves in situations where, we've got to play well, and that's Well, it is tonight. It's you talk about pressure. Pressure is self-imposed. If you stay with the process and do the things that you know that you can do, hopefully the results will come. A lot of times, that external, you end up getting a result that you want to stay away from, and that's what we try to emphasize with these guys. Just go up there and play. And it's the nature of the game is that you're not going to be successful every time. You're going to hit balls that they catch. There might be a time you strike out, but there are times you can't let that get to you. And that's the reason our philosophy is to try to play it one pitch at a time. You never know which pitch might make the difference in the game. It comes down into a concentration factor, which is, I think, a coach's challenge to get these young men at this age to understand.
Coach Lowry, appreciate the time and best of luck today.
Thank you.
That was our coaches' interviews, as we now will get you today's starting lineups as pregame festivities have concluded. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Leading off will be the pitcher, number 27, Jameer Brown. Batting second at third base, number 10, Silas Zarnecki. Batting third and playing in center field, number 7, Christian Alter. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 9, Bradley Loper. Batting fifth at shortstops, number 4, Grant Henderson. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 23, Malachi Green. Batting seventh in right field, number 3, Nick Domenico. Batting eighth at second base, number 20, Stephen Kaufman. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 11, R.J. Brown. Doing the catching for Martinsburg is number 5, Braden Fox. Trip, ready to go?
Yeah, I made it just in time. This 6 o'clock game's a little tight for us here to get here, but we're here, and beautiful day, and I think in an hour jump here, and an hour from now we'll get to look in on another great game. And it feels like just yesterday we were watching Martinsburg Spring Mills throw that very first pitch of the season there, and Martinsburg has grown up a lot since then. They've gotten a lot of innings out of a bunch of young guys, and they've played really well. At times they showed their youth, but coming down the stretch here, that they've made some plays. Certainly would like to have been a little more offensive, I'm sure. I don't think that's saying anything that any Martinsburg fan wouldn't agree to or coach, that Martinsburg needs to give more run support to these pitchers, but they don't need a lot of run support some nights. So Jameer and Grant, Alter, Loper, those guys have just been phenomenal. At times out here on this field, just giving it all they had to their teams, knowing that they were pitching with a young defense behind them and a young offense in the dugout for the most part. So it'll be fun to watch this game tonight.
First pitch from Andrew Engel is taken by Brown for strike one. First pitch brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Call them today at 304-263-4343. Stop in, schedule an appointment at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg as the 0-1 swung through by Brown for strike two. Starting battery for Jefferson brought to you by Cody's Auto Body. It's Engel on the mound, Cole Smith behind the plate. You can call Cody's Auto Body at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page as Jameer calls timeout and steps out of the box.
That guy's name's not Andrew, it's Peanut, isn't it, Nick? Peanut.
Yeah, that's what you heard there in the pregame interview.
Peanut Engel.
Coach Lowry as the 0-2, softly grounded to the left side of the infield by Brown, picked up by Dominguez, and the throw is wild over towards the hitting cage, and the throwing error will allow Jameer Brown to advance to second. Free bases, that's what Coach Byler talks about for Martinsburg, and they get one right away.
Got two. 2 free bases on that one. Get first and second on that, yeah. 0-2 pitch, good pitch by Brown, soft contact. By Engel, soft contact by Brown. Forced Engel to backhand to come up throwing strong. Skipped it across the dirt there. Got by Surf, and there was no thinking about it as Brown seen it hit the dirt and made the turn and got on to second base. So.
Yeah, I won't push it. You're probably right with the 2. I just wasn't sure if maybe he was going to beat the throw out at least to first for an infield single with it in the dirt originally, which caused it to go past the glove of Surf Guerra.
It was going to be tough.
So now batting Silas Zarnecki with the runner on second. He squares to bunt. The pitch is high as Zarnecki pulls the bat back for ball 1.
Not good pitch by Peanut. I mean, if you're going to throw, if you know they're going to bunt, you might as well throw it up. See if he'll offer for it. Maybe get something in the air. On a surf Garrett is right up in his grill there. So maybe get something up. Maybe a curveball for a strike here for a tough pitch to bunt.
He squares up the bunt again and puts it right back up towards the pitcher. Engel runs forward, throws it over to first, and it is caught. I don't know if Moulton had his foot on the bag, but either way, he also tagged Zarnecki for out number 1, but a sacrifice that moves Brown over to third with one down here in the top of the first.
Nice play there. I mean, Engel almost got it up the line a little far. I mean, Zarnecki didn't try to interfere with it, but he certainly ran through the base there, and it caught the glove of Moulton as the infield's drawn in already here in the first inning for Jefferson.
Alter now up to bat as he takes the first pitch. It misses inside for ball 1 to Alter.
Jefferson expecting a tight game here if they're going to come in early. 1 out, man on third. Infield drawn in.
A 1-0 taken for a strike. The count 1-1. Last time it was a 3-0 win for Jefferson to give it a winner advantage in this double elimination tournament. It's the 1-1 is a line drive past the diving glove of Moulton into right center field, and Martinsburg will take an early 1-0 lead here against Jefferson.
Nice job of hitting there by Alter. Alter all year long has struggled a little bit coming out of his shoes, pulling his head off, and there he just stayed with it, does what he does best, goes right back through the box there. Infield drawn in, not a chance for Moulton as he dove, but it was by him before he could get the glove down on the ground for a single to the center fielder.
Loper now will step up to the plate, the lefty for Martinsburg, batting cleanup today, moving up in the lineup as he'll take the first pitch. It's a breaking ball, strike 1 from Engel.
I don't know why Balor's calling out my age, do you, Nick? 37 is the call.
0-1 count, the pitch from Engel. Fastball high, the count now 1-1. Top of the first, brought to you by Brown Funeral Home and Cremation. Robert Fields and Sons, proudly serving the area since 1880. Coach Byler calling out 60 now. That might be more close to your age. I don't know, Trip.
Watch
in the middle.
Watch it there, Colin.
The 1-1 grounded foul and out of play by Loper. Count now 1-2.
My brain feels closer to 37, but my body feels closer to 60. After a hard day work at Hornby Productions.
Runner at first is Alter. He'll take his lead. The 1-2 count to Loper. Pitch from Engel. Misses high. The count now 2-2. Engel. Sorry, go ahead, Trick.
I say a lot of crowd noise there on that one. You hear the dugouts coming alive. Coach Baller's giving some signals.
The 2-2 swung through and missed by Loper for strike 3 and out number 2 in the top of the first.
Now batting, number 4, the shortstop, Grant Henderson.
That'll bring up Grant Henderson.
Tough spot there for Loper there as Engel made a great pitch.
Engel, pick-off attempt over at first. Alter back in safely head first with the slide.
Engel's going to wear the Hornet uniform this summer. Coming on as another pitcher, and he can catch a little bit for us and do a lot of things.
First pitch to Henderson. It's high, looks like, for ball 1. 1-0 count now to Grant. Next pitch. Grant sends down the third baseline, and it's just foul.
He got around on that one. Got a fastball up, and he gave it a ride there, but just curled in around the foul line there. Would have been certainly a double there. I'm not sure if Alter could have made it all the way around on that side of the field, but he was certainly thinking about when he rounded second there when it fell foul.
That missed probably by 2 feet to the left of the third baseline, so the screamer makes it 1-1, 2 out here in the top of the first. Martinsburg 1, Jefferson nothing. The pitch from Engel, breaking ball that stays high, does not drop in the zone. It's ball 2 to Grant Henderson.
Yeah, he's missing up this first inning here. He's going to make a little adjustment, I'm sure, but at the moment a lot of things are staying up. That's where you get hit a lot of times.
Next pitch, popped to the left side and out of play towards the parking lot. Got a few fans trying to protect their cars behind them as the count now 2-2.
Yeah, you almost hit it into Granddad's lap up there. Sonny Spurgeon, as he's up on the hill watching grandson play and the Bulldogs.
Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first. The pitch from Engel. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Andrew Engel to retire the side in the top of the first, but not before Martinsburg is able to strike first off a hit and an error. They lead at 1-0 as we're headed to the bottom of the first after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We welcome you back to Seger Field. Let's get a starting lineup for Jefferson, brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. Leading off for the Cougars, center fielder number 2, Sam Hefner. Batting second, the shortstop number 9, Nyan Dominguez. Batting third, the first baseman number 13, Surf Guerra. Batting fourth, catcher number 3, Cole Smith. Batting fifth, the right fielder number 4, Liam Healy. Batting sixth at third base, number 27, Braden Oviedo. Batting seventh, designated hitter, number 11, Alex Danner. Batting eighth, second base, number 5, Tegan Moulton. Batting ninth, left fielder, number 22, Brady Roberts. Our bottom of the first is brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-250-3551 or visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com. 1-0. Martinsburg leads Jefferson, as Jefferson will once again see out on the mound for the Bulldogs, number 27, Jameer Brown.
Now then,
big inning there for Martinsburg.
Center fielder,
you heard
number 2.
both teams say that both coaches say they need to get the ball in play, hit the ball better. Martinsburg, even though Grant Henderson ended up getting falling prey to that big curveball, he did square ball up there and just missed a double. So a couple of things there happening in Martinsburg's favor. They have to feel kind of confident after that first inning, getting the ball in play and squaring a few pitches up.
First pitch squaring to bunt is Hafner. Charging in is Zarnecki. His throw sails by and goes towards the bullpen. Heading to second is Hefner. Now he's rounding second, heading to third as the throw went all the way from the bullpen to around the shortstop. And now Jefferson leads the free bases category.
Yep, and the ball is do or die play there by Zarnecki.
Number 9.
Skipped it over. Loper not able to grab it, and he had 3 written. He was thinking 3 when he seen the ball skip past, and he just like that, Jefferson putting the pressure on as Domenico and Kaufman got down in the bullpen after, but no way to stop there Hefner from getting to third.
First pitch to Dominguez is taken for strike 1 from Brown. Jefferson threatening here in the bottom of the first already with nobody out and the runner on third as the next pitch from Brown. Outside, the count now even at 1 apiece to Dominguez.
Martinsburg, unlike Jefferson, opting to stay back, even though the outs were slightly different. Jefferson had 1 out. Martinsburg had no outs, trying to avoid a real big inning, I'm sure.
1-1's going to be a line drive into right field, and that is down for a hit as Domenico couldn't get it. And we are tied at 1 apiece in the bottom of the first, thanks to Dominguez with an RBI single.
Dominguez stayed behind that baseball and hopped it out there.
Now batting.
Thought they were going to stay up there. Domenico was going to take a shot at it. And then he opted to keep it in front of him here and not dive for it. So, man on first, nobody out. Scores tied after two or three pitches just like that. Jefferson's right back. So,
Surf Guerra now batting with the runner on first and nobody out. Brown sets, takes a deep breath, looks over his back shoulder at the runner, and now fires home, and the pitch is strike one to Guerra.
Good movement on his fastball there as it broke back in. He was going to say so, you see how quickly Jefferson can strike.
Pickoff attempt almost gets past Loper down the first base side, but he's able to reach out and grab it. A 1 pitch now, stays upstairs, count 1-1 to Guerra.
I think there was a time called. I think there was
Looks like there might be a argument for that, and Byler goes out and waiting to see what the home plate umpire says here, if it's 0-1 or if it's 1-1. Scoreboard still reads as 1-1. Brown sets, kick in, the pitch is outside for a ball.
And lost his footing out there on that pitch. Still haven't got a signal from the home plate umpire as to what the count is. Oh, here we go, but I can't see it.
I believe it's 1-1. I was kind of shielded here by his backside as well as the pitch outside. Count should be 2-1 now to Guerra.
Excuse me.
Nobody out. Runner on first. Bottom of the first inning. Between Martinsburg and Jefferson, we're now tied at 1 apiece. Jameer Brown on the mound, looking over his back shoulder once again and try to pick off the runner. Sliding back in is Dominguez.
Martinsburg has fielded the ball well for the most part. They seem to have trouble getting it over to first base and keeping it out of the bullpen at times.
Pitch outside, and the count 3-1 now to Guerra.
Don't want to be in hitters counts against Big Guerra here. He'll put the crooked number up real quick with that bat of his. He's going to have to be careful here.
3-1 pitch, runs in, and it's ball 4. Surf reaches first on the base on balls. Dominguez goes to second base. That'll bring up Cole Smith with nobody out.
Get a little check on Jameer here as he's
Thursday, June 5th.
not missing what you'd say competitively at the moment. Like those pitches aren't 50-50 pitches. They're definitely up or out, so trying to find his rhythm here early. Ingles' first inning was 2 hits, 1 run. It was not earned, but 2 strikeouts through 18 pitches, 12 for strikes. So that was his first inning.
Mound visit for Martinsburg has concluded here. Smith, the catcher for Jefferson, will bat here momentarily as Bradley Fox, the catcher for Martinsburg, wants to have one last word with his pitcher, Jameer Brown.
Cole Smith coming in with one of the top batting averages in the state, hitting over 400 this year. Really come alive, and a big reason and big in part to him, to Jefferson being number 1 in the state, to some of the games he's had and what he's done behind the plate with his pitching staff.
Runners on first and second. Nobody out for Jefferson as the pitch from Brown low to Smith for ball 1.
Martinsburg back in double play depth in the middle. Corners up. In case there might be a bunt here. Actually, Zarnecki's back.
The 1-0 will be popped up. Foul on the first base side. Count 1-1 now to Smith.
So you got Loper up, Zarnecki back. Left-handed, man on first and second, right-handed batter.
Jefferson wins. They advance to the Region Championship Series. If Martinsburg wins, It'll force a winner-take-all game tomorrow, weather pending. The 1-1 pitch. Hard ground ball by Smith to shortstop, over to second for one. The throw to first goes under the glove of Loper, and Jefferson will take a 2-1 lead.
Hoffman threw it a little short. Loper couldn't come up with it. Second time here that we've seen the ball get thrown in the dirt there by his first baseman this inning.
Right fielder number 4, Liam Healy. Courtesy running for the catcher.
And that'll bring up now Liam Healy here in a 2-1 ball game in the bottom of the first. A lefty against Brown. It's the first pitch. Drops for ball 1. Runner at second with 1 out now. Brown looks at the runner behind him. Looks home. Lineup and the pitch. That's going to be chopped over the pitcher's mound. Hustling over behind second base is Henderson. His throw not in time. An infield single for Healy. Puts runners on the corners now for Jefferson with 1 out in the bottom of the first.
Now batting.
And he'll bring up the former Bulldog, Braden Oviedo.
Number 27.
Big chop over the pitcher's head. Henderson had to wait for it to come down, take the next hop, and then, with the arm he's got, he threw it across the diamond with pretty good velo, but Healy was coming out of the box hard, left-handed, and just beat it by half steps. Jeff King gives a safe sign over there as Jefferson's now in a first and third situation with 1 out. It's one of their best hitters at the plate.
Brown. Out of the windup, runner goes. Fox will throw, and it goes under the glove of Henderson, covering the bag, and another error by Martinsburg will score another Jefferson run, making it 3-1 Cougars here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, the 3 errors here is just killing Martinsburg, and Jameer Brown is kind of how things have gone for him this year. He's thrown pretty well. He's thrown really well, excuse me. Don't say pretty. He's thrown really, really well, and just things don't go well behind him at times.
3 errors now for Martinsburg. Runner on third as well, as the pitch to Oviedo is strike.
Kaufman is just not getting too many starts there at second. Did run the play pretty well as he came across on the first and third and looked to kind of cut off if the runner went. Runner didn't go, and Henderson didn't come up with it out there. I don't know if it short hopped him, if it got under his glove, but it was an error on on one of the other, Fox or Henderson there, because sitting back here I really can't tell with that mound in the way where it actually landed.
It's an 0-2 count now to Oviedo. Infield in with the runner at third and 1 out for Jefferson. It's Martinsburg defense. And that's going to be a ground ball by Oviedo to Henderson at shortstop, who looks the runner back to third, then throws to first for out number 2.
Nice job there by Henderson.
That'll bring up Alex Danner.
Now batting,
keeping
designated hitter,
making sure he caught the baseball before he looked.
Danner.
Secured the ball, looked to third. With all that speed in Healy, he knows how fast he is. He played with him many, many summers, and he seen him get up that line there a minute ago, but he took the opportunity to take a look and then looking back and then throw across.
First pitch to Danner from Brown, drops at the knees, and it's taken for strike 1.
Yeah, it's similar fashion. A couple of weeks ago, Jefferson got 3 runs in the first, and Martinsburg kind of came alive after that. So,
next pitch is strike 2.
Danner looking to put that 4th run up. DH in here today, eligible to pitch. If Ingold was finding any trouble.
0-2 inside for a ball. Count 1 and 2.
Just didn't quite make it back around. It started there by his shoulder there and broke down by the belt buckle, but didn't make it back in the strike zone.
1-2 count, 2 out. Runner on third. The pitch from Brown to Danner. Outside, count now 2 and 2.
Yeah, can't have a wild pitch or a pass ball here. Healy's too fast for that.
It's already 3-1 Jefferson leading Martinsburg here in the bottom of the first inning. 3 errors here in the bottom of the first for Martinsburg. The 2-2 pitch popped to left field by Danner. Running in on it is R.J. Brown, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. After one, Jefferson 3, Martinsburg 1 is our score, thanks to Jefferson getting 2 hits and 3 Martinsburg errors. They stranded 1 runner, though, and we're headed to the second after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
WVU Medicine is excited to announce the opening of our new ear, nose, and throat location in Hagerstown. Our trusted ear, nose, and throat specialists are expanding their expert care in the region. From sinus treatment to complex thyroid conditions, WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat is here to help you breathe easier and feel your best. WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat, Hagerstown, 13 Western Maryland Parkway, Suite 106. Now scheduling new patients at 304-262-9400.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We welcome you back here on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. Top of the second, brought to you by the personal injury attorneys, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball. 3-1 Jefferson leading Martinsburg after one. Due up for Martinsburg here in the top of the second. Green, Domenico, Kaufman, the 6, 7, 8 batters. The pitch from Engel. First pitch swinging is Green, and it's a fly ball to left center field that drops in for a leadoff single. Hefner and Dominguez, neither one could get there as both were trying to track it down.
Yeah, he found the magic spot out there where nobody plays. 20 pitches, 12 for strikes for Brown out there that first inning. Felt like a long inning, but they really didn't throw a tremendous amount of pitches. Martinsburg Jefferson swung early, and Martinsburg just didn't make the plays.
Squaring to bunt now is Domenico, and he'll foul it off for strike one.
Big curveball there. He took the bat up to find it there, then dropped it down as it curved in, and when you do that, you're going to foul it off or miss it. You have to stay there in the zone with it.
So, 0-1 count. Runner on first and nobody out. Domenico steps back in here against Engel. Engel sets and throws. Scoring to bunt again is Domenico, and he pops it up over into the Jefferson dugout. 0-2 count now.
You got to watch popping it up foul with Cole Smith there. We've seen what he can do when the ball gets up. He'll lay out for it. He gets out of there quick, sees the ball well, gets good help from his pitcher, locating where the ball's at. Now we'll see if they're going to force him to hit with 2 strikes, or force him to bunt with 2 strikes, or hit, as Oviedo's not convinced he's not going to bunt as he's staying up.
Pitch. Check swing. Fastball high. They look over down the third base line at the umpire, and he says that Domenico did not go around. Therefore, the count's 1-2.
Alderman on third base, umpiring. Matt Heidel at second. Jeff King at first, and Tim Offit behind the plate.
1-2 pitch from Engel to Domenico. Again, a check swing, and this time, home plate umpire says Domenico did go around for strike 3.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 20.
So that's strikeout number 3 on the night for Andrew Engel. That'll bring up Stephen Kaufman with 1 out here in the top of the second. And a runner on first. Martinsburg, he trails Jefferson 3-1. Pitch. Breaking ball that drops in for strike 1 to Kaufman.
Kaufman coming on here as of late. Getting some starts here. Didn't play a tremendous amount over the over the spring.
It's the 0-1. Fastball that's lined into left center field by Kaufman, and it's down for a hit. Hefner's throw will be cut off by the shortstop Dominguez and actually get under his glove, but it goes right to the third baseman Oviedo anyway to keep Green at second base. Runners now at first and second, and R.J. Brown up to bat for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Coach Ballard wanted to get, Malachi Green to second for Kaufman, and you see why now. Young man is in the lineup, hitting the ball well. R.J. Brown's came on as of late, too, as well. I mean, he's been hitting the ball really well, getting on base, using his speed, not just that, but hitting line drives, finding some grass out there in the outfield.
First pitch swinging. Brown misses the fastball from Engel for strike one.
People wonder how young men can be in slumps or get hot or, not hit well early but then hit well late because hitting is all about confidence. When you find that confidence, you're hard out, and RJ's been confident.
The 0-1 taken for strike two on the outside corner.
Our press box here got a lot of holes in it, letting the wind in.
I like it, but also I'm in a hoodie and you are in a short sleeve t-shirt. 0-2 count with one out. Here's the pitch from Engel. Check swing. Check down the first base, and they say RJ did not go around. Count 1-2.
Everybody to our right thinks that the umpires got it wrong. Everybody to our left says they got it right. Let's have a raise of hands. That doesn't matter because those guys make the decision right no matter what we say.
1-2, called strike three. Down looking goes R.J. Brown for out number two.
No doubt there. That one broke in right down the middle.
And that'll bring up Jameer Brown.
Brown and Brown.
Tying run on first. 3-1 Jefferson leads the Martinsburg Bulldogs here in the top of the second. Engel looks back at the runner behind him in green. Now fires home. It's a breaking ball that skips past Cole Smith, but it stays in front of him.
Nice job from Cole there. It's just, that's huge when you can, trust your catcher, and you can throw the ball in the dirt, try to get those guys to fish for it. Jameer Brown being one of the premier offensive guys here in the EPAC, you don't want to, throw something right down the middle or get, throw him a fastball, and right down the middle, let him set on it. So trying to work them differently, work them backward, not letting them
Jefferson High School,
figure out exactly how you're attacking them second time through. So good job there. But Coach John Lowry's going to go out and check on Peanut Engel and give him some words of encouragement.
If he's Peanut, I wonder who's Cracker Jack.
I don't know. Guess that would be Cole.
All right.
Peanut and Cracker Jack battery here, right?
Mound visit concludes. 1-0 count to Jameer Brown. That's the 1-0. Misses for a ball. Count 2-0. Green, the base runner, on second. At first, Kaufman. 2-0. Taken for a strike by Brown. Count now 2-1.
Nice pitch by Engel. Ball moves. I mean, both these pitchers, when we're right behind them, we can see their fastballs or their, pitches with some velo there. And they must be cutting them or, gripping them in a way they're getting some movement out of them.
2-1 fouled back by Brown. Count now 2-2.
Martinsburg in the all black. Orange numbers. Orange, not even orange trim, just orange numbers and orange dogs across the chest.
Yeah, no outline. I like them. They're clean. The new uniforms for the Dogs. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Just low, below the knees of Jameer Brown. The count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's going to get the runners moving. Give Kaufman a chance to score. If something gets in the gap here, tie this thing up. It's going to be a big pitch here. Zarnecki on deck. You got to see if Peanut is going to challenge Jameer here.
Payoff pitch from Engel. No, he turns and fakes a pickoff move to second base. Walk back Green as nobody was covering the bag.
Make sure no one's taking off early. 1-3-2, keeping them honest.
Runners at first and second, 2 out, full count. Engel fires home, and it's going to be a line drive by Jameer Brown into right center field. Backing up on it is Sam Hefner, and it's over his head. And one hops the fence as he jumps into the fence. 1 run will score. Coming home is Kaufman to tie the game. The throw to third, not in time. It's a base-clearing triple by Jameer Brown, and we're tied at 3 here in the top of the second between Martinsburg and Jefferson.
And one pitch away from getting out of it. Martinsburg one pitch away from tying it up. Engel challenged him with a fastball there. He stayed on it, drove it to the gap there. It looked like Hefner was going to get there, and it just kept carrying, and he just kept going. And he one hop the fence there. He ran into the fence. As this time they're actually going to run for Brown. Last time they let him run, but give him a little rest here. Brody Robinson comes in to run for him, bringing Zarnecki to the plate with 2 outs with a chance to put Martinsburg ahead.
Nick subtly makes a point here. Should you have just walked Jameer Brown there?
I'm not saying that would say that you want to attack Zarnecki, which is kind of what I said when I said, does he choose to attack him, or was Zarnecki on deck, or does he choose to kind of see if he'll try to make a competitive pitch there off the plate to see if he'll extend the strike zone? He chose to attack. Brown made him pay.
First pitch was a strike. Next one is grounded to shortstop by Zarnecki. The throw to first, not in time, and the run scores. Martinsburg now leads Jefferson 4-3.
Now batting the center fielder, number 7, Christian Alter.
Wow. Zarnecki pulling his Liam Healy interpretation there as he hit the ball softly there. The grass slowed it down a little bit. Had a lot of rain. The grass is cut well, but it's thick this time of year. And Zarnecki hustled down the line for a hard 90 for an infield single and an RBI.
Now to bring up Christian Alter is the pitch from Engel. Alter pops up to second base, and it's caught by Moulton to retire the side. But the Bulldogs are able to take the lead with 3 runs in the top of the second off 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Headed to the bottom of the second after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and CV10.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Spring has sprung. Time to head to Orr's Farm Market to find your flowers, veggie plants, bagged mulches, and potting soil. Visit our bakery counter to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't forget our pie flavor of the month, Boston Cream Pie. We have West Virginia food products, local coffee, honey, maple syrup, dairy, and meat. We have 25 new Orr's jam and salsa flavors for you to try. Check us out at orrsfarmmarket.com, and remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back here to Sager Field as we are headed now to the bottom of the second, which is brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Due up for Jefferson, Moulton, Roberts, Hefner, the 8-9-1 hitters. If you were tuned into the Sports Mix earlier today with myself alongside Nick Verzolini and Dylan Bishop previewing this matchup, you would have heard all 3 of us say that we were expecting a pitcher's duel here, and we're only an inning and a half in. It's a 4-3 game, total of 7 runs already, Tripp, as Martinsburg leads Jefferson.
Well, I think right now it's a hitter's duel. I mean, what Coach John Lowry said in his pregame interview was Martinsburg's going to have to earn their way on because Peanut Engel doesn't give a lot of free bases, and that's exactly what they did with 4 hits there that inning.
First pitch from Jameer Brown to Moulton.
Martinsburg hasn't seen a tremendous amount of 4-hit innings, so they have to be feeling really good about themselves at the moment.
That pitch was outside for ball 1. It's the next pitch. Inside for ball 2. So Brown dancing around the zone. He had to hit the zone here against Moulton. He sets. Here's the 2-0 delivery. And again, it's inside for ball 3. Here from the Martinsburg dugout. Cries for where that pitch was. They thought it was a strike. 3-0 count now to Moulton as the pitch is blown away. A 4-pitch walk to Moulton by Jameer Brown to lead it off here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, not what you want to do there with Moulton. Moulton's not They're going to beat you too bad, you know, if you
Now
get a hold of one.
Fielder number 22, Brady Roberts.
Brady Roberts will now step up to the plate. And a quick pickoff attempt over at first, trying to catch Moulton leaning, but he slides back in safely.
That inning for second inning for Ingalls. 3 runs on 4 hits.
Pitch runs in and hits the shoulder blade of Roberts. So 2 free bases to begin this bottom of the second.
Yeah, and with all the speed on or coming to the plate, we'll expect a lot of small ball here possibly.
The center fielder number 2.
Grant Henderson comes in to talk to Jameer a little bit. But Ingalls' second inning was 3 runs, 4 hits, just no errors on Jefferson, 1 left on base for Martinsburg, no walks. He did strike out 2. He threw 20 total pitches, and 15 were for strikes, but unfortunately for him, Martinsburg sent him back at him for 4 base hits at that inning.
Yeah, he's got 4 strikeouts, but right now would be the losing pitcher if things stand. But Jefferson already threatening with runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. There's the pitch to Hefner from Brown is high for ball 1.
I think after the walk and the hit by pitch, you'll see Jefferson take till to get a strike possibly here. I don't think you're going to – I could be wrong, but that's a very good possibility scenario.
1-0, high for ball 2. Jameer Brown yet to throw a strike. You can see him kind of checking out his non-throwing arm as well. Not sure if that maybe is bothering him or not. As he sets, takes a deep breath, looks at the runner behind him. And a 2-0 pitch. He grooves right down the middle. Count now 2-1.
Yeah, I don't think Hefner was swinging until Jameer Brown proved that he could throw a strike there. I'd look for possibility of a bunt now as Loper's going to have to come up.
Yeah, Hefner bunted last time, and that resulted in an error by Zarnecki to allow him to get the third. He squares to bunts. The pitch high, bobbled by Fox, but he's able to catch it off his mitt. Count now 3-1 to Hefner.
Certainly going to be going to be tough to get out of this inning if he gets another free base here. So Jefferson's trying to give Martinsburg an out. Jameer's going to have to take it here. They've moved Loper back now. He's coming up.
Hefner squares to bunt on the 3-1, and the pitch is high for ball 4. That'll load the bases with nobody out here in the bottom of the second and bring up 9 Dominguez.
Yeah, load the bases without the benefit of a hit or an error.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 9, Nyan Dominguez.
Here comes the infield in. No one in the bullpen, as Alter might be the guy they go to from here or Loper, and they're both in the field at the moment.
Tough spot for Martinsburg to be in right now, even though they're up 4-3 is the first pitch. Breaking ball and taken by Dominguez for strike 1.
Danner has gotten up for Jefferson, as Engel has struggled a little with this Martinsburg lineup, leaving the ball up a little at times.
Brief mound visit here between Bradley Fox and Jameer Brown, the Martinsburg battery.
Dominguez with a single the last time, bringing Hefner in.
Bases loaded, nobody out.
Came around to score in that first.
Pitch, fastball that runs inside. The count now 1-1 to Dominguez. Runners take their leads. Brown sets on the rubber. A 1-1 pitch to Dominguez. Breaking ball that catches the inside corner for strike 2.
That was a big breaking ball. It started up at his chin and come down. He didn't like where it started. He kind of backed out. And then he knew it, seen the spin on it, nothing he could do about it from there.
1-2 count to Dominguez now as Fox setting up outside. Pitch goes there. It's placed right where Fox wanted it, but the umpire doesn't give it to him. The count 2-2.
Yeah, the Browns more competitive this inning. I mean, that's at bat than he was with the other 3 guys.
2-2 pitch from Brown. Popped foul over the first base dugout and out of play.
That one had strikeout written on it because it was coming down and in on Dominguez. Great job by him getting a bat on it there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, bottom of the second. Martinsburg 4, Jefferson 3 is the score, but Jefferson has the bases loaded here in the bottom of the second. The pitch from Brown. Looked good, but you get a challenge, and they say no. Even the scoreboard thought it was strike 3. They cleared it.
Yeah.
And added it out.
Yeah.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bases loaded. Brown on the mound for Martinsburg. Minguez up the bat for Jefferson. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for out number 1. Down goes Dominguez. But here comes the big man, Surf Guerra, up to bat.
Big pitch there. Martinsburg can drop back into double play depth. Surf not as speedy as some of the other guys, for his size. So they're going to move back the middle back into double play depth. Keep the corners up, to go home if he goes there. But, at this point, Martinsburg is able to push back the middle.
First pitch. Surf sends to deep center field. Backing up on it is Christian Alter. He'll make the catch in front of the warning track and try to throw to third. It's caught by Grant Henderson at shortstop as the
might be a play
flyout allows the run from third to score. We're tied at 4.
Not sure if Roberts. They're going to go to check and see if they left early. Roberts left maybe a step too soon. I'm not sure from what I've seen.
At first, they're going to check over at third to see if the base runner went there.
No, they're yelling. He's wrong. They want him to check at second. Everybody's yelling go to second.
And they check at second, and he did.
That's going to nullify the run. I thought he left early from my angle. I seen it kind of from here. He took off right as the ball was coming down, and I think the umpire got it right there, unfortunately for Jefferson. But big play for Martinsburg as that kid takes the run. I guess so this run here has already scored, and that's going to be on the appeal. So the run will stay on the board. As Coach Aaron Bowers is going to come and ask for an explanation as well.
Yeah, we're going to try to get an explanation here just to double check if it's 4-4 or 4-3. Step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10 back in 1 minute.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
We welcome you back here. It is a 4-4 ball game. The run did count as it had to be put back into play for the appeal. So the last play had already ended. So we head to the top of the third, which is brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't want to give it away on there, but I could see it from here. But yeah, once the run scored, and they had to go to the appeal, the runner had already scored. So it was a trailing runner, not the runner that scored, that got called out. So the run will score 4-4, and now you're going to see Coach John Lowry come out. He wants to talk to the umpire, and we don't really know why.
Yeah, of course. Joining the conversation here soon will be Martinsburg's head coach Aaron Byler. He wants to go and figure out what John Lowry Sr. is saying, as due up here in the top of the third for Martinsburg, as we have the time to do so now, will be Loper, Henderson, and Green, the 4-5-6 batters.
So John, I think Coach is saying that they made the appeal at third, and that they appealed incorrectly. I think is what he's saying. I made an incorrect appeal.
And now
we're going to bring all the umpires
are going to come together and meet. So we're going to have a pause here for that. I don't know if you only get – do you only get one appeal?
No,
do
you
know?
Appeal it. You can appeal all three of them if you
want.
Right.
So not really sure what the defense of John Lowry is right now, or side or argument that he has, whatever you want to call it.
He's come up with a rule from at some point, maybe saying they didn't put it back in play, or maybe saying that he made that appeal there and then not allowed to make that appeal. But I think he's not going to like the answer as everybody's going back. And he's really animated with Tim Offit here. He's not liking the explanation. So he's going to go back. We're going to, the Martinsburg fans are going to get on him a little bit as the coach does what he should do and protect his team. And either way, they're going to resume this game here in the top of the third. As you're all pitching duel hasn't, well, it's a tie ball game. So
That's true.
It's just not a 0-0 game.
First pitch from Engel to Loper. Just low and away for ball one.
So Jameer Brown walks the first batter, hits the second batter, walks the next batter, then strikes out the third batter and gets a double play on the next batter. So
against one of the best hitters he'll probably see in Surf Garrers. This is fouled off, count 1-1.
So could be a big turning point here for Martinsburg as they kind of felt themselves and maybe the game trying to get away there, possibly could have gotten away there, and they only give up one run. Got out of that inning tied. If they can do something offensively here.
1-1 pitch inside, almost hit Loper, but he's able to shuffle back. Is the count now 2-1. So again, as I mentioned earlier, we'll update you for the game between Hedgesville and Washington, as that first pitch, I believe, was scheduled for 7 p.m., so should be starting here momentarily as the next pitch is low for ball 3 to Loper from Engel, and now we'll get a mound visit, and it looks like we're going to get a pitching change immediately as John Lowry Sr. comes out to the mound, and walking out of the bullpen is our new pitcher for the Cougars. So we'll step aside, take a 1-minute break for the call to the bullpen. Our score here in the top of the third, Martinsburg 4, Jefferson 4. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Well, look at you, Robbie. Cleaning the pool already? Oh, it's time for Floor Pool's Spring Startup Sale. And since you're one smart duck, you know a deal when you see it. Now through May 31st, stock up and save on all the chemicals and other products you'll need for your pool opening and swimming needs. Are you kidding me? Robbie says pools start as low as $100 a month with easy financing. Head into Floor Pools and get swimming sooner than you think. Get out of here. Floor Pools has hot tubs starting at $49 a month. Oh, and don't forget cold plunges starting at $79 a month. Robbie swears by them. So, whether you're swimming laps, soaking after work, or just dipping your toes in, it's not just about cooling off. It's about feeling better. Water helps reduce stress, relax muscles, improve sleep, and boost your mood. Be like Robbie. Fly in and talk to the water wellness experts during the spring startup sale and save money. Make this your best pool season yet with Floor Pools in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg.
We welcome you back as we have our first call to the bullpen of the evening. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution. They're located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call them at 304-263-3361. Is now on the mound for the Jefferson Cougars, number 11, Alex Danner, as expected, with him being the designated hitter in the original starting lineup for Jefferson. He comes into relief for Engel. It's a 3-1 count to Loper here in the top of the third, as well as he leads things off for the Bulldogs. So short leash for Engel here in the top of the third in this 4-4 game trip.
It's been a crazy one, and we'll see if Danner can bring some calmness to this chaos we've seen in 2 innings.
The 3-1 hits the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Loper didn't like that. He shook his head in displeasure, stepped out for a second, steps back in. 3-2 count to him. Danner sets in the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Loper strikes out for the second time today, and that'll bring up Grant Henderson.
Grant Henderson.
Henderson, his last time up, also a strikeout victim.
Yeah. Henderson did square one up there, just fell foul on him. Then he fell prey to that big curveball of Peanut Ingles, but seen a different batter here in Danner.
Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Henderson.
Again, both very familiar with each other.
Next pitch. Low and away. Henderson doesn't offer at it. Count 1-1.
You know, kind of go back to that inning, though. I'm not 100% sure that run can score if there was no timeout. Because if there was no timeout, then then the ball stayed in play and went right back to second for the out.
Next pitch, high, count 2-1. I wasn't sure if officially the next play begins when the ball gets put back to the pitcher for the appeal, though, correct?
The problem could be that the next play was the appeal at third. If they went straight to second, maybe the run doesn't score.
Maybe. I don't know. 2-1, fouled straight back and knocks off our fence cam, which we haven't really been using anyway here today due to the wind here in Shenandoah Junction. Didn't want people getting dizzy back at home. Count 2-2, though, for Henderson. And the 2-2 pitch swung through. Danner comes in and gets back-to-back strikeouts here against the 4-5 batters in the Martinsburg lineup. That'll bring up Malachi Green.
Danner's coming with a purpose here.
Hitter number 23, Malachi Green.
Henderson now has struck out twice today, same as Loper. First pitch. At the knees and taken by Green for strike 1.
Danner's come in with some life here, throwing strikes. Maybe, he was possibly slated to start this game. He's been kind of the rotation, been behind Jet.
One big swing and a miss for strike 2 by Green as he sees another fastball blown by him by Danner. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Wind up in the pitch. Sent straight up by Green and drifting to the edge of the second base infield side. Moulton makes the catch. It's 3 up, 3 down. Goes Martinsburg in the top of the third. It remains 4-all here between the Bulldogs and the Cougars. We'll step aside and take a 1-minute break and then be back. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age. At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Welcome you back here on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10. Apologies for, there we go, has had a camera issue on TV that quickly fixed, so you have visuals once again. Now our bottom of the third, brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance, reliable coverage since 1877. Call 304-263-0809 for a quote today. Visit FMIWV.com. Colin McLaughlin here for WRNR Martinsburg TV10 alongside me, Trip Tobin. Nick Verzolini, our on-site producer. Alec Epperson and Kyler High, our camera crew. Back in the studio is Dylan Bishop. Due up for Jefferson, Smith, Healy, Oviedo, the 4, 5, 6 batters in the Cougar lineup.
Danner come in and shut the door there. He came in with a purpose. Maybe he thought that, he wanted to start of this game, and it was, maybe he's trying to make a statement there, saying, "Hey, I'm, I'm one of the guys here. I'm one of the dudes as well, and but I do think that it was kind of Engel's start, and it's better to come in. I think Engel to Danner, is a pretty good 1-2 punch as well too, though. So not necessarily was it one's better than the other. I just think that setup is a little bit better when you're setting up your rotation. Go from Engel, see how far he goes, and then go to Danner with the kind of over-the-top velo guy.
It's a 2-1 count now to Smith. Apologies here for delay in getting that to you. Tripp was given some good insight, so got to let him loose. It's the 2-1 pitch. Taken. Strike 2. Smith looked like he was going to offer at it, but held it back as it was breaking away, but still caught the strike zone. 2-2 pitch from Brown outside and skips away from Fox. The count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Smith.
Jameer's gotten himself into a lot of deeper counts. He's still only right around 40 couple pitches.
Payoff pitch. Grounded foul down the third baseline by Smith to stay alive in the at-bat. So he'll see another one here in this at-bat. And Jameer now at 41 pitches, 19 of them for strikes. Excuse me. 44 pitches. And that's low for ball 4.
A lot of base on balls here today. Been an issue for Brown as coming off short rest here, but
now batting,
not only that, but a few errors here and there, which giving Jefferson those 4 runs.
Healy, courtesy running to the catcher, number 1, Jet Gross.
You hear the announcer talk. Jet Gross is going to run for the catcher, Cole Smith, who's reached base via the walk. Earlier reached base on the error on the second baseman on the fielder's choice. That they try to turn a double play on him.
First pitch, fastball high, and outside to Healy for ball 1.
Healy a bunt threat as well, like Hefner. Healy ran out an infield single the last time up as he come out of that box running on a chopper over the pitcher.
Brown sets, taking his time here, and that'll have Healy call a timeout as he steps out here before the 1-0 pitch from Jameer Brown. Bottom of the third, it is Martinsburg and Jefferson tied at 4. Pitch misses for ball 2, count 2-0. Jameer Brown continues to struggle to find the strike zone. Runner at first, and Smith takes his lead. 2-0 pitch. Outside for ball 3. Count now 3-0 to Healy.
Like Jameer Brown on 4 days, if Martinsburg finds a way to win this game, they could possibly see Jack Gross on 4 days as he's eligible again tomorrow. So, the fact that they're using Engel and Danner here is not terrible, as far as their rotation, because they do have Jet and plenty others in there that can throw. But Jet would be available tomorrow should Martinsburg force the do-or-die game here as we're tied here in the third.
3-0 pitch inside and will hit Healy for ball 4. So again, Jameer Brown allows the first 2 base runners to begin an inning on base, and
I tell you,
Coach Zarnecki's going to come out.
Healy watched that ball come out of his hand, watched it, and you could see him kind of shuffle his feet when he got out of the way, but he toughed it out, and not many people was going to take one on the shin like he did just there. That's pretty impressive, just stand there and let one hit you in the shin.
So mound visit now for Martinsburg as there's nobody out. Runners at first and second, and getting ready to come up to bat will be Braden Oviedo here in this 4-4 ball game.
Exactly how the last inning started. A walk and a hit and a pitch.
So mound visit gets wrapped up here for Martinsburg.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 27.
Here comes Oviedo.
Brady Oviedo.
He grounded out to shortstop his last time up in the first. See what he can do this time around, as Bradley Fox still wants one more word with his pitcher, Jameer Brown. It's a quick one as he hustles out and now jogs his way back. First pitch, fastball, catches the outside corner. That is strike one to Oviedo.
Jameer looking to attack Ovi on the outer half with that fastball. Fox moving back out there again. Martinsburg.
0-1 is going to be lined by Oviedo into left center field. Running in, though, is Alter, and he'll make the catch and put a perfect throw to the shortstop, Grant Henderson, to keep the runners at bay at first and second.
Yeah, Ovi squared it up, but right at somebody there. That's baseball for you, but he left the bat with some good exit velo. And was just right at Alter. And
Alex Danner.
And that'll bring up Alex Danner, who originally was the designated hitter, now the pitcher for Jefferson, with one out and the runners at first and second here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, he's dangerous here in this spot because he's feeling really good about his outing there in that inning, so confidence.
The pitch, runners go, throw to third by Fox. Diving for it is Zarnecki. He had it, and he puts the tag on Jet Gross, the pinch runner for the catcher, Cole Smith, and now Gross is up and limping. That's not a good sign if you have to play tomorrow.
Yeah, Zarnecki kind of got caught off guard as well as he was in position. He had to take off. He dove for the ball. When he did, he left the glove. He dove and then laid the glove out into the base path. And Jet Gross slid into it, so just a great play all around by everyone involved as Healy does move up as Jefferson tried there to run on the catcher and catch Martinsburg off guard with 2 outs. Now Jameer Brown is a pitch away from getting out of it with no runs this inning.
And that grounded foul back by Danner. The count now 0-2. 2 out, runner on second.
He's found himself in a bad position the last 2 innings with putting himself in that. The first inning, the errors got him behind him. The next 2 innings, the free bases he gave up got him in trouble. Martinsburg's a pitch away here. Danner.
The 0-2 popped up in the infield on the left side. Henderson underneath it, and he'll make the catch to retire the side.
Once again, Martinsburg finds a way to keep it close as Jefferson ran himself out of it in a sense.
It stays 4-4 after 3 here between Martinsburg and Jefferson. We're headed to the 4th after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10, WRNR TV on YouTube as well. Our top of the 4th brought to you by Skinner Accident Injury Lawyers, representing accident injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Bottom of the lineup due up here for Martinsburg to begin this top of the 4th. Domenico, Kaufman, Brown against Alex Danner. And let's try to get our final stat line for Engel, as his day was done there in that last inning, but with the way things were, the official stat line wasn't finished, so he gives up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, struck out 4 and walked 1 through only 2 innings, as First pitch to Domenico is strike one from Danner. Next pitch, low for a ball. Count 1-1 to Domenico. Domenico, the lefty, steps back in here. Next pitch, will pop, foul over the press box. Count number one.
Domenico giving a lift out there. Healy with that speed all the way over to the line by the 312 mark. Brings it in.
That'll bring up second baseman and Kaufman.
The second baseman, number 20, Stephen Kaufman.
You got some action over in the Martinsburg bullpen. Looks like Loper and Armolt both tossing, unless Armolt is just playing catch with somebody else on the opposite side. But
if Loper comes in, that would bring Armolt to first. I think that's why he's warming up.
Yeah. That's the first pitch to Kaufman, strike one. Pitch from Danner. Fastball, swing and a miss for strike two by Kaufman.
Nice pitch by Danner as he challenged him there.
Oh, 2 count. Danner sets, and the pitch to Kaufman. Low and outside for a ball as he couldn't get Kaufman to chase. Kaufman, his last time up, singled. Later came home to score in that 3-run second inning. A 1-2 pitch. Low and away again for ball two. Count 2-2. One out, nobody on here in the top of the fourth for Martinsburg. Alex Danner on the mound for Jefferson. The 2-2 pitch to Kaufman. Kaufman sends into left field. Backtracking's Brady Roberts. And he makes the catch while backpedaling for out number two.
Kaufman got a good piece of it. Again, here Kaufman come in, two balls squared up against two different pitchers there. So you've seen the ball well is Stephen Kaufman. Great play out there by Brady Roberts. His son's there in his face, and it was hit pretty well. He had to get on his horse to make the over the head catch there. Looks like Loper's loose. Going to come back in.
2 outs now as R.J. Brown up the bat. First pitch he sees, misses outside for ball one from Danner. Danner gets the ball back from Smith, now sets. It's the 1-0 pitch to Brown, up and in. Leaning back is Brown out of the way for ball two. Brown struck out looking his last time up. Now, as a hitter's count, as the next pitch runs high, Danner didn't like that call as it's now 3-0.
Underway at Hedgeville. Hedgeville's got a man on first and second with 1 out.
3-0 pitch here. And it's at the knees, and count now 3-1. So it catches the zone at the knees for the strike. R.J. Brown takes the practice shot before stepping back in. Got something for us there, Tripp?
It's going to be McGill against Kelly up in Hedgeville right now.
A 3-1, swing by R.J. Brown that slaps it to Moulton at second. And he'll throw it to first for the final out as 3 up, 3 down once again goes Martinsburg. In back-to-back innings, it stays 4-4 between the Bulldogs and the Jefferson Cougars. We're at the bottom of the fourth after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
With a great selection comes great possibilities. And at CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg, the possibilities are endless. Shop our amazing selection of new vehicles like the Ram 1500. And right now, save on new Jeeps like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models. Plus, every Jeep purchase comes with our Jeep Wave program. So wherever your possibilities take you, you'll be connected. Shop CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg today. Owners just care more.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
We welcome you back here. Our bottom of the fourth inning brought to you by Flora Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Flora Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. Moulton, Roberts, Hefner, the 8-9-1 batters due up here in the bottom of the fourth. Got some Weird Al Yankovic here playing us. Interesting.
Some things going on behind us
here at the ballpark. As it looks like we also have a... Oh, no, never mind. I saw Bradley Loper standing towards the pitcher's mound, so I thought maybe we had a call to the bullpen since he was warming up. No, he's still over at first base as Jameer Brown stays out on the mound for now for the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
0-0, top of the second, as Ryan Kelly and McGill have put up zeros in the first two innings for their respective teams.
First pitch to Moulton misses for ball one. Winner of that game between Hedgesville and Washington moves on, as this is a winner-take-all game between them, as the 1-0 pitch from Brown is a fastball at the belt for a strike to Moulton. The count 1-1. If Jefferson wins here, they advance as they have the winner's advantage. If Martinsburg wins, that'll be the first loss for Jefferson in the double eliminations, so that would force a winner-take-all scenario for tomorrow night here at Sager Field, as the 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball that goes outside for ball two to Moulton. The count 2-1 now. 2-1. Chopped foul into the third base dugout. The count now 2-2 to Moulton.
Like the story so far now has changed from, those explosive first two innings from these two teams to, Jefferson kind of running themselves out of an inning or two when they had the runners in scoring position, and Danner coming in and setting down 6 in a row after coming in on a 3-1 count.
The 2-2 breaking ball that skips in the dirt for ball 3 to Moulton.
Moulton might have should have swung at that one and probably got on first. Fox didn't know where it went. It hit the plate, come up, caught him in the chest, and went towards the Martinsburg dugout.
Well, he's now one more ball away from walking for the second time today. It's the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Moulton.
That'd be the third inning in a row that the leadoff guy's gotten on.
Yes.
Via walk.
Yes, that's what I was about to add as well. But it hasn't happened yet. It's Brown 6.
Brown's going to challenge him here with a fastball, I would assume.
3-2 pitch is that fastball, but it's high for ball 4, and there you go. Another leadoff walk given up by Jameer Brown.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 22.
And the second time that Tegan Moulton.
Excuse me. Moulton came around to score on that fly out, tag up appeal play.
First pitch, fastball high to Roberts for ball 1. Roberts was hit by a pitch his last time up. Jameer Brown takes a deep breath, looking over his back shoulder, now winds up and pitches, and that one high and in again to Roberts for ball 2.
Martinsburg in a little bit of a tough spot as Jameer's control just isn't what he'd like it to be today, even though he's battling like crazy, out there and doing everything he can. And the 3 runs in the first inning certainly aren't on him. But, if Loper comes in, that brings Armold in, and it's going to be tough to take Kaufman out as he's hit the ball well today.
2-0 pitch. Fastball away for ball 3. 3-0 count now to Roberts.
Yeah, I don't think if he walks this guy that they can, stay with him as much as they'd love to and know what he can do.
3-0. He puts right down the middle for a strike. The count 3-1. But, yes, he's put the first 2 runners on the past few innings, but he's also gotten out of them for the most part, unscathed, only giving up the 1 run. It's the 3-1 right there for strike 2.
Yeah, we've tried to, it's looked like he was just not going to be his day a couple times, and he's fought back, and here's another one, right? He has a chance here to fight back here, maybe get a double play or strike out.
3-2 pitch is a fly ball by Roberts into shallow right field, and it drops in for a hit, but because of the fly ball, Moulton was staying at first base in case it was caught. So throw from Domenico to second will have Moulton out for out number 1.
Number 2, the center fielder, Sam Hefner.
McGill moved to that inning pretty quick.
Now batting will be Sam Hefner. Runner at first with 1 out. Pitch from Brown. A strike 1 to Hefner.
McGill got through the top of the second with a ground out, a fly out, and a line out as he set the Washington down 1-2-3, bringing Austin Manor to the plate in the bottom of the second against Ryan Kelly at Hedgesville. Still 0-0.
Brown's 0-1 pitch. Breaks outside for a ball. The count 1-1 now to Hefner. Hefner walked his last time up. His first time up had that bunt that was an error by Zarnecki to allow him to get the third and then later score. 1-1 pitch from Brown. Fastball fouled straight back into the net behind home plate. Count now 1-2 to Hefner.
Hefner getting a couple college offers here late in his senior year to play baseball at the next level. And that's good to hear, as he certainly has the capability.
Runner at first. Pickoff attempts. Tagged by Loper, not in time, as runner back in safely in Roberts.
There isn't too many guys on the right-hand side of the box that can get out of there and get down to first like he does in the state.
Jameer Brown looking over his back shoulder again. The 1-2 count here to Hefner. We'll get a timeout called. In the bottom of the 4th between Jefferson and Martinsburg. Tied at 4. Brown sets. 1-2 pitch. High for ball 2. It almost looked like it might have been a bit of a pitch out, as you could see immediately Bradley Fox jump up and was ready to fire, thinking that Roberts was trying to steal on him. He stays put at first. It's the 2-2 count. Outside for ball 3.
You know, Jefferson has shown in those other 3 outings against the Martinsburg that they will run on Fox, but Fox threw a guy out at second. They got kind of called in an appeal play out there, so they've kind of quieted down the run game a little bit, playing a little more conservative. It looks like Roberts might have a little better lead, but he stays.
3-2 low and away. It's ball 4. Jameer Brown walks Sam Hefner. Puts runners now at first and second. With 1 out, and now batting will be Nyan Dominguez. I want to kind of quickly correct you there. The caught stealing play was at third base, not second base.
Yeah.
Here today.
That's right.
Jet Gross was trying to steal third on a double steal situation. The pitch to Dominguez is a fastball at the belt for strike 1.
A lot of speed on the bases out there. Again, as Jefferson has a tremendous amount of speed, and Robert, Healy, Hefner, Dominguez, I mean, they run really well.
0-1 pitch, fastball that is a ground ball to Kaufman at second base. His only plays at first for out number 2. The other 2 base runners advance 1 base each. Surf Guerra now will step up to the bat with the 2 runners in scoring position, but 2 down.
Batting the first baseman, number 13, Surf Guerra.
Coach will take that for sure. Moving the runners up. Striking out doesn't help you at all. At least get the ball in play, make a play, and then hitting behind the runners like that, of course, and getting them to move up is really big with one of your big RBI guys at the plate.
First pitch to Guerra is strike 1 on a fastball from Jameer Brown.
4-4 game here, bottom of the fourth. 2 big runs out there as Jefferson has left a lot of runners in scoring position here today, especially in the last 2 innings.
The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball that Surf Guerra sends into deep left center field. Backtracking Zalter. Did he get it?
Yes.
Yes, he did. The runners get stranded at second and third, and we stay tied through 4 innings between Jefferson and Martinsburg. Headed to the 5th after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With a great selection comes great possibilities. And at CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg, the possibilities are endless. Shop our amazing selection of new vehicles like the Ram 1500. And right now, save on new Jeeps like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models. Plus, every Jeep purchase comes with our Jeep Wave program. So wherever your possibilities take you, you'll be connected. Shop CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg today. Owners just care more.
May is National Stroke Awareness Month, and WV Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms and be fast in seeking medical attention. B, balance loss. E, eyesight changes. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. And T, time to call 911. Immediate treatment can decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
Nick's a true player.
We welcome you back here as we are entering the top of the fifth, brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. They are proud to be the owners who just care more. 4-4 through 4 between Martinsburg and Jefferson here in the 4A Region 2 baseball tournament. Due up for Martinsburg here in the top of the 5th. 1-2-3 batters. Jameer Brown, Silas Zarnecki, Christian Alter.
Yeah, we keep on trying to put the nail in the coffin with Jameer, thinking that, we got guys warmed up, struggling a little bit. Do you go get them or let them fight through it? And Martinsburg's let them fight through the last 3 innings, and he's put some zeros on the board for Jefferson.
First pitch swinging, Jameer Brown, as he sends a tough ground ball to second base side, and Tegan Moulton runs over to his left, scoops it up off the edge of the grass, and throws it to first to beat out Brown for out number 1.
Nice play by Moulton as he had to go deep in that hole behind first base.
Now batting number 10, Silas Zarnecki.
To make that play, and Jameer Brown hustling down the line, and it was just a bang-bang play there. 7 in a row for Danner.
First pitch, taken for strike 1 by Zarnecki. Zarnecki is the last time up, and that RBI single that at the time put Martinsburg up 4-3. It's the 0-1. We'll send a chopper down the third base way. Oviedo runs in, fires it across the diamond in time for out number 2.
Now hitting.
Big play by Ovi, come all the way over, cutting it off. The only chance that Jefferson has, if he cuts it off, comes up, throws that big arm from across the diamond, cuts down Zarnecki going to first.
Now batting will be Christian Alter. Danner's pitch. Fastball that skips off home plate for ball 1.
8 in a row for Danner. Hedgesville's gotten on the board with a sacrifice fly by Brett Pedersen after a single by Austin Manor, who moved up on a pass ball and a stolen base to get to third. And a sac fly by Pedersen puts Hedgesville up 1-0. The bottom of the second with 2 outs, nobody on.
Danner's 1-0 pitch to Alter, check swing, and he went around. Lost his footing as he steps out of the box now. Does Alter the count 1-1.
Yeah, he's just trying really hard. I'm trying to have a good game, he said. And I said, unfortunately, Christian, you can try all you want, but you have to just be confident and know it's going to happen, and just let the game come to you.
1-1 pitch outside for ball 2.
Thought that one was coming to me, Nick. It's right here.
I was ready as well, yeah. That was a snow cone catch by the catcher, Cole Smith.
Smith snagged it.
2-1 count with 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the 5th. Alter up the bat for the Dogs. The pitch, he fouls off over the first base dugout and out of play. Count 2-2.
There's Jet down there. You're going to get the trainer to look at him a little bit.
Yeah, as I mentioned during that time he was caught stealing as the courtesy runner for Cole Smith at third base, he was clearly shaken up afterwards and limping back to the dugout. So
the trainer's going to take a look at him as he finally gives way to the
2-2 ripped foul and off the net above the dugout and rolls back into play.
Certainly hope nothing serious there. Just hope he turned it a little bit or tweaked it. But
yeah, you're hoping nothing at all in case there's a tomorrow or a next week.
In the summer.
Or the summer, yeah. Depending on how serious it is. As the 2-2 pitch stays high. Danner was walking off the mound thinking it was strike 3. Now the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Christian Alter.
Curveball stayed up according to Tim Offit. It was certainly up a little bit. He hasn't given a lot of pitches up tonight as Brown's missed up, a good bit. He's been missing there. And
payoff pitch. Fastball called strike 3 on the outside corner. Alter will go down looking. And once again, 3 up, 3 down goes Martinsburg. Headed to the bottom of the 5th. 4 all between Martinsburg and Jefferson. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
May is National Stroke Awareness Month, and WV Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms and be fast in seeking medical attention. B, balance loss. E, eyesight changes. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. And T, time to call 911. Immediate treatment can decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
To the bottom of the 5th, which is brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Then call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. He's right next to me, so don't call him right now. He's got a baseball game to broadcast.
Just text me.
Yeah, shoot him a text.
Yeah.
He'll say hi.
Alter goes down looking. Kind of got away with throwing that helmet there at the end. He's frustrated with himself, but
catcher, number 3,
heads out to center field. But Alex Danner's come in, thrown 32 pitches, 20 for strikes, and set down 9 straight Bulldogs and put 3 zeros up on the board since coming in the second on a 3-1 count. And they retired that batter, and then went on to retire the next 8 as well.
First pitch to Cole Smith. He'll ground down the third base line, and it goes foul behind the third base bag for strike 1. Want to kind of add to your point and agree with it, even though it might just be our opinions there for Christian Alter as to why he maybe wasn't ejected for slamming the helmet. It looked like it was more in frustration with himself and not the home plate umpire's called strike 3.
He's frustrated, that's for sure.
It's the 0-1 outside and skips off the glove of Bradley Fox. Count 1-1 to Smith.
2-0 at Hedgesville now as Cash Dunham's doubled home. Looks like maybe, I'm not sure who scored with that.
A 1-1 fastball that is grounded right past the glove of Brown to second base. Kaufman throws to first, and it retires Smith for out number 1.
2-run innings started with Austin Manor at Hedgesville singling, getting to third, scored on a sac fly, 2-out double by Kason Plower. Then a 2-out double by Cash Dunham gives Hedgesville a 2-0 lead going into the top of the third.
So again, that game between Hedgesville and Washington, the winner advances to the Region 2 Championship Series next week. here. If Jefferson wins, they advance. If Martinsburg wins, we'll see you tomorrow night as first pitch swinging is Liam Healy, and he sends it between first and second into right field for a one-out single.
Jumped on that pitch, lined it in the right.
Believe it or not, that's only the fourth hit of the ball game for Jefferson.
A lot of runners on.
Number 27.
Yeah, a lot of free bases. There's been 2, 4, 5, 6 walks, 2 hit by pitches, and of course the 3 errors in the first inning. Since then, none for the Dogs defense. Oviedo now up to bat. Runner goes on the first pitch. It's outside for a ball. The throw from Fox on the money, but the tag by Henderson not in time as Healy takes second base.
Healy, you had to wonder when Jefferson was going to start up where they left off the last couple of games, stealing, second base. They're going to put Braden on, opt to go to Danner, not let Braden Oviedo get a base hit to break this tie. Keeps a double play in effect. Danner, Moulton, Roberts is who Martinsburg going to opt to go after.
Number 11, the pitcher, Alex Danner.
Danner's going to try to help himself out here.
So a little bit of gamemanship. Martinsburg says if you're going to steal, then we'll just put you on and we'll just go to the next guy and keep that in double play intact.
Brown's pitch in and hits Danner. A third hit by pitch situation.
That one got
for Jefferson today.
Got way up and in. That one was square in the back to the Jefferson's pitcher.
And that'll load the bases now for Tegan Moulton.
Moulton and Roberts here coming up. I think Coach Lowry might go for a different hitter here. He's going to see Moulton taking the gear off. We're going to find a pinch hitter.
Wait to see who it is. This Moulton hasn't hit today, but he has walked twice, so he's at least reached base. But in this situation, Lowry's going to decide to call upon somebody else here in the bottom of the fifth.
Wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't Sager. Yeah.
Pitch hitting. Number 18, Liam Sager.
Sager's going to step in.
A couple of things here with Sager is he's a little slower of foot, I would assume. His body size is a little different, but so you kind of got to watch the double play if you're Jefferson. But it probably has a little more pop, with that size, of course. Get the ball up in the air, possibly get a sack fly.
Number 10,
again, you have to be in that dugout, have to be with those guys every day to understand, what Coach John Lowry Sr. sees in these guys and make some moves to give his team the best chance to win.
First pitch, breaking ball for ball 1 to Sager. By the way, got a courtesy runner at first as Kutcher comes in to courtesy run for the pitcher and Danner. So it's Kutcher at first, Oviedo at second, Healy at third. Bases loaded, that means 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. 4-4 ball game between Martinsburg and Jefferson as the 1-0 fastball outside to Sager for ball 2 by Jameer Brown.
Jameer's just giving it everything he's got with what's left in him here at the end of the season. And he has been a huge part of Martinsburg's season this year, being competitive with a young team and being a leader.
2-0, right down the middle. Called strike 1, the count 2-1 now to Sager.
Out there battling with all he's got, and all heart and grit as he doesn't have his A game today, but showing everybody who's watching just what kind of a ball player he is.
2-1 pitch, fouled back, count 2-2.
Everybody can. Everybody does well when you're feeling well and you're rested and things are going your way. But when there's errors behind you and you can't find you can't find your strikeout pitch or you struggle, that's when we find out what kind of ball player you are as far as the grit you have in you.
2-2 pitch, fouled back again by Sager to stay alive as he just barely got a piece of that pitch.
He is not because he's plays for Martinsburg, but he's truly what we would call a bulldog in the baseball world. As Surf Guerra warms in the bullpen for Jefferson.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Brown. Fastball, and it just missed on the outside corner. Martinsburg wanted it.
Close one.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th for Jefferson. Tension rising here. Jameer Brown on the mound for Martinsburg.
Be the pitch of the game.
Pitch popped into center field, backing up as it Alter at the wall, and it hits off the wall. 1 will score. Rounding is Oviedo coming home. The throw and the tag, not in time. 2 runs score. 6-4. Jefferson leads Martinsburg in the bottom of the 5th. And now we're going to have, though, a timeout called as the umpires want to have a word. First base umpire Jeff King, I believe, might have saw something here this play.
Not sure. But yeah, that ball got over Alter's head out there, and the runners really couldn't move up. They were all kind of, first was, man on first was kind of holding up. But Sager, unbelievable as Moulton's going to re-enter and run for him. Great call there by Coach John Lowry Sr. as he opted to go with Sager there. Sager one-hops the fence on a double. Not quite sure what the umpires have going here.
My only thought is maybe there was a timeout called before the pitch.
Oh.
And that would obviously erase what just happened and cause some big-time drama here at Sager Field if my guess is correct.
I don't know. No idea what happened. But they come out of here. They certainly are talking about it, and it's going to be something. They're going to bring Aaron Baller out.
Yeah, they're going to have a word with both coaches here. So, as of right now, if the play stands, it is Jefferson 6, Martinsburg 4.
Oh, they're explaining something to Coach John Lowry, and he is not liking it.
So we'll wait to see what it is, and umpires going back, and it looks like they're going to say Sager is out.
I think he passed the runner at first. And they're going to send Oviedo back. So only 1 run score. So once I think he passed the runner at first. The runner, who was at first?
At first was Kutcher. Courtesy runner.
Kutcher was kind of hanging up, almost a tag up. And I believe what they're saying is that Sager rounded first. Didn't realize that Kutcher was staying so close to first when the ball dropped. He took off for second, and he passed Kutcher. Is my guess. I didn't see it. I was watching the play in the outfield, but that erases the Oviedo score. Man on second and third now. Jefferson with a 1-run lead instead of a 2-run lead. Instead of being 1 out, there's 2 outs.
Here's the pitch to Brady Roberts from Brown. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a strike.
The third base running mistake, I guess you could say, or caught stealing at third. Then the mistake is leaving early, now passing a runner. Jameer Brown's a pitch away from keeping this a 1-run game.
Hard ground ball by Roberts to shortstop. Henderson scoops it up, throw to first. Is in time to retire the side. So 2 runners stranded, but Jefferson still able to get 1 run here in the bottom of the 5th and take a 5-4 lead over Martinsburg as we're headed to 6 after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Hi, Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
You back as we head to the top of the 6th, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first, Parsons. So we did get it confirmed that the call was that Seger passed the runner at first, which is why he was called out, but we don't know why Oviedo got called back to third, as our first pitch here from Danner to Loper is outside for ball 1.
Maybe my good buddy Woody Beasley will give me an explanation as to why the runner was sent back after the runner was passed on strike there on Loper.
Next pitch is a strike. Count 1-1 now to Loper.
So you had Kutcher on first, you had Ovi on second, and Healy on third when that happened. Big strike there. There's 1-2. Alex is trying to set down 10 in a row. Fly ball hit out there. It drops. Healy scores. Oviedo comes around to score, but in doing that, Seger passes Kutcher as he was kind of hanging around first.
A 1-2 pitch misses upstairs for ball 2. Count 2-2 to Loper, who's had a tough day at the plate so far. 2 strikeouts swinging.
Jefferson uncharacteristically running themselves out of a few innings.
Next pitch from Danner outside. The count now full, 3-2.
Danner's 1 pitch away from setting down 10 in a row. And then Loper's 1 pitch away from either base hit or a walk here to break that 9-batter set down record here.
3-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3 for out number 1.
10 in a row for Danner.
And his second strikeout of the night. That'll bring up Grant Henderson.
Shortstop number 4, Grant Henderson.
Danner has come in on a mission.
Henderson has also struggled at the plate today. 2 strikeouts to his name. It's the pitch. First pitch swinging. It's a ground ball down the third baseline. Stays fair. Throw to first. Guerra gets as he leaps off the bag to snag it and then hammers down the arm and tags Henderson for the out.
Yeah, hit him right on the head as it come up. Throw was up the line. I don't. Grant didn't get know quite where it was at, and he was just trying to get to the base, and right as the throw come in high up the line. Great play by Garrett using that big body.
I think Henderson might be a bit shook up after that too, because that tag was right up top.
Yeah, right.
Knocked the helmet off. Nothing obviously malicious. Garrett was just trying to make the tag, and you're going to make the tag no matter what if you can, no matter where it is, as the pitch a ball to Green.
Hedgesville up 3-0 after Elliott reaches on an air and Canarium singles.
Green swings through the high fastball for a strike. The count 1-1.
Alex is really feeling it here.
And since coming in the third inning, it's been lights out by Alex Danner on the mound as the pitch outside for a ball. The count 2-1.
Could be the difference in this series between these two is, just Jefferson's pitching depth over Martinsburg's, pitching depth.
2-1 pitch, low for ball 3 to Green.
Sure, Martinsburg's, while staying this close, says we still have to win tomorrow, trying to keep Loper out so they don't, so they have someone tomorrow with him and Alter, because their depth isn't what Jefferson has over there in the rotation.
3-1 pitch is ripped into deep right field. Trying to track it in the shade is Liam Healy, and he eventually does so to make the catch and retire the side, as once again Martinsburg goes 3 up, 3 down. Since coming in, Alex Danner has put 12 up and retired 12 straight. It's Jefferson 5, Martinsburg 4 is right at the bottom of the 6th after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You have choices when it comes to appliance repair, but before you call a large corporate chain, consider what BW Appliance brings to the table. BW Appliance Repair offers fast in-home appliance repair services to the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, including Jefferson County and Berkeley County. We strive for professionalism, dedication, and honesty. Call us today at 304-279-8858 to schedule immediate service. You can also visit us online at bwappliance.repair.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
We welcome you back here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 as we head to the bottom of the sixth, which is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford. They're revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can buy your next vehicle online and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll even take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Here in the bottom of the sixth, the due-up for the Jefferson Cougars is their top of the lineup. Hefner, Dominguez, Guerra. Still out on the mound. Jameer Brown right now. He's at 93 pitches.
93 pitches. He's got 17. What's he got? I think 17 here to go. And if Martinsburg doesn't score in the bottom or top of the seventh, then he's going to have to try to keep this thing in a one-run game. Martinsburg needs at least one run in the seventh. If Jefferson doesn't get insurance runs here in the sixth.
First pitch is low for ball one.
What a gritty performance by, regardless of what happens from this pitch on, it's just been pitching totally on guts has Jameer. That first inning giving up 3 on those 3 errors and then just only 2 runs since then. He probably wouldn't even tell you it was his B game today as he has put some runners on base but has found the ways out of it and just pitching everything, just pitching with heart right now.
A 1-0 taken by Hefner for a strike. Even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
On the other side, Panners, seems to have his A game here, and 12 in a row for him.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that's going to be grounded right to third by Hefner. And the throw to first, though, bobbled by Loper. And another defensive error for Martinsburg. Comes back to bite him for a leadoff runner.
Zarnicki had all the time in the world and just threw it short. Making it tough on Loper over there. Takes a lot of those short throws off the turf. Bouncing a little differently here in the dirt for him today.
Pickoff attempts over at first, not in time. You had those 3 errors in the first to allow Jefferson to get 3 runs. You haven't had a error since, but finally here in the bottom of the sixth, Martinsburg has another. Make it 4 on the day, and again, Jameer Brown steps off, but no pickoff attempt this time. It's Nyan Dominguez up to bat. Jameer Brown sets. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Brandley Fox jumps up, fires it to second. The throw to Henderson. The tag, though, not in time as Hefner gets the steal of the bag.
That's the problem with letting those guys on. That's a double. With their speed, they're just hard to keep them at first base.
Runner in scoring position now for Jefferson, who leads Martinsburg 5-4.
Maybe Dominguez bunts here. Get the insurance run 90 feet closer.
We'll see. Trying to see if Martinsburg's defense sets up thinking it, as you just saw Dominguez quickly go over to talk with John Lowry Sr. at third. And he does square to bunt, puts it first base side. Running in is Loper. He throws it behind him, is covering second base. Or first base is the second baseman, Kaufman for the out, but the sacrifice works. Moves Hefner over to third, and 1 out, and that brings up Surf Guerra.
Jefferson, you're looking for a deep fly ball here, if nothing else. Out of him to get that insurance run home. And Hefner out there, who reached on the error, moved up on the stolen base, and then on the sacrifice on over to third.
Infield in from Martinsburg. The pitch from Brown. Surf will send into deep left center field, and he got all of that one. No, it hits off the fence, but either way, it's going to score a run. It's a stand-up double for Surf Guerra, and it makes it 6-4. 365 to that alley in left center field, and he hit it 364.
I think they're going to run for Surf.
Now batting, the
Bottom of the sixth, they might as well. Go ahead and get a pinch runner there in number 7 coming out.
Number 7, Andrew Rolfe.
Andrew Rolfe. Looks like Coach Ballard is coming out, so I think that'll be the move as Braden Armolt gets his glove. And just going to give Jameer all the love in the world for his performance today. You know, at times he got himself in trouble, you know, just not having the control that he generally has had all year. And at times his defense just didn't get the job done for him. But regardless, you know, you have to think that, you know, you have to know that he just pitched completely on guts today. And it was a gritty performance. Regardless how this turns out, if you love baseball, you have to love watching his performance.
So with the call, we'll step aside and take a 1-minute break here in the bottom of the 6th. The score, Jefferson 6, Martinsburg 4. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 1 minute.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
Baseball.
We welcome you back here. Still trying to figure a few things out defensively because of this pitching change, as it's brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call 304-263-3361. Is now pitching for Martinsburg, number 9, Bradley Loper. Entering and playing at first base now is number 18, Braden Armolt. Moving from the mound to shortstop will be number 27, Jameer Brown. And from shortstop over to second base is number 4, Grant Henderson. So that is the defensive changes, which means Armolt technically comes into the spot in the lineup for Kaufman. So he will be on deck unless they can re-enter Kaufman. Can they? Do you know? That's what I thought. They possibly could re-enter him there for Armolt. The way Kaufman was making contact with the ball today, he's 1 for 2, so we'll see in the top of the 7th. But here we go, and it looks like, though, before we even see a first pitch from Bradley Loper, we're going to get a intentional walk of Cole Smith to put him at first, as Guerra is at second, and set up a possible double play with 1 out, and Liam Healy up to bat.
We're going to let the catcher run for himself here as he's going to stay on base. Healy's up, first and second, 1 out. Going to be a tough double play for Martinsburg with his speed out of the left side of the box.
Well, it makes sense as the catcher has to run for him, as this pitch high for a ball. As you saw, his courtesy runner was Jet Gross, and you look over in the dugout, Jet Gross right now in street clothes. His jersey's still on, but he's in shorts, and he's, unfortunately for Jefferson fans, got a pretty bad limp right now as well, so hopefully he's okay. But that is why you see Catcher and Smith now running for himself as this pitch outside for ball 2 to Healy.
Martinsburg looking to get 2 outs here. Jefferson's looking to add more insurance.
2-0. A hard ground ball to Henderson at second. He throws it to Brown. Brown can't scoop it up. Bases loaded now because of another Martinsburg error.
Yeah, he was looking for a double play and never caught the ball there at second. So, Grant Henderson, ground ball turned through hard. Pretty good throw to Jameer. Son is coming down there, but looked like he was going for the double play transfer and never secured the baseball. So, bases loaded here for Ovie.
Of the night for Martinsburg.
Can't put him on here.
Oviedo up to bat. 1 out, bases loaded. The pitch inside. Did it get him?
Yeah.
It did. So hit by pitch. Scores a run and makes it 7-4. Jefferson leading Martinsburg. The wheels are starting to come off, it feels like, for the Bulldogs. That'll bring up Alex Danner.
We've thought that a few times tonight, but they sure have fought. And Jefferson just continues to put pressure on them, as most Jefferson teams do the last few decades.
Pitch. First pitch swinging and fouling it as Danner over towards his own bullpen for strike 1. Three-run lead now for Jefferson. If it was 3-1, we'd still be in the first. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. Count now 0-2 to Danner. 7-4 ball game. Cougars lead Martinsburg. Bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch. Another breaking ball. That is a soft ground ball to Brown at short. His only play to first. Gets the out, but another run will score to extend Jefferson's lead now to 8-4 over Martinsburg in the bottom of the 6th.
Now batting. Number 5,
Tegan Moulton. He re-entered the ball game.
He re-entered defensively last inning, so he'll hit this time. So Loper's come in at this point, give up 2 ground balls, and did his job there, and Martinsburg unable to capitalize there on that first one.
Next pitch, breaking ball, missing for a ball. The count 1-1 to Moulton. 2 outs, runners at second and third for Jefferson. Loper sets. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Garrett continued to loosen that Jefferson dugout. That bullpen. Maybe he's just there for insurance in case Danner shows any signs of trouble. But the way he's been pitching, it'd be tough to get him out of there.
Pitch fouled, and Fox can't keep it in the glove to end the inning. So the count remains 1-2. Runners at second and third take their leads. Loper sets in the 1-2 pitch. Going to be grounded right to the first baseman, Armold, who lowers himself down, scoops up the ball, and steps on the bag to retire the side. But Cougars are able to add 3 insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th. Make it 8-4, Cougars leading Martinsburg. Martinsburg down to its final 3 outs possibly of the season. Headed to the 7th after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Mark Q's Plumbing and HVAC is here to solve your plumbing and heating problems while meeting your renovation needs. Now serving Berkeley, Jefferson, Hampshire, and Mineral counties. We're a family-owned and operated company that's fully licensed and insured. We can do kitchen and bathroom upgrades and remodels, plumbing, HVAC and light excavation, well pumps, water heaters, and drain clearing. Call 304-620-8013. Mark's Q's Plumbing and HVAC. We look forward to working with you.
We welcome you back as we head to the top of the 7th, brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. His first pitch swinging is Nick Domenico, and he pops it up into foul territory to the right, and it is caught by the first baseman, Surf Guerra, for out number 1.
You see Coach Bowler kind of shaking his head, wondering, at this point, you got to take a pitch or two there, but definitely don't want first pitch swinging when you're down 4, and I don't think that's what the call was. As he kind of looks like, what are we doing? But, these are high school kids, and they have a mind of their own at times.
Taking the first pitch is Braden Armalt, as he just came into the game that last half inning. Now behind 0-1 in the count.
Still 3-0 at Hedgesville as Mason McGill just got off the hook there on a bases loaded ground out by Earl.
Next pitch fouled off by Armalt. Out of play. Count now 0-2.
Earl grounded out with bases loaded and 2 outs to keep the score at 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th as Hedgesville's coming to bat. McGill's 4 innings hasn't allowed a run yet.
The 0-2 pitch fouled off again out of play by Armalt to stay alive.
Hedgesville Jefferson at this moment are looking for a crash course by the end of the week, as those two teams could be in a 3-2 or a best-of-3 series if things don't change here or at Hedgesville.
The 0-2 pitch lined in between shortstop and third by Armalt for a 1-out single to bring up R.J. Brown.
So 13 straight. And Braden Armalt comes in and finally breaks the streak.
First hit for Martinsburg since that second inning.
Since Zarnicki singled on infield single. Going to get number 1 running.
Yeah, don't know off the
Earhart?
top of my head
no, it's
who
Brody.
that is. It's Brody Robinson. Yes.
Running number 1, Brody Robertson.
Robertson. The PA announcer said Brody Robertson. You know him, don't you?
Brown will step up here against Alex Danner. At the first pitch high for a ball.
The hardest out's the last out. It always seems like. Martinsburg over there, season on the line.
Next pitch. Clips the inside corner for a strike. The count 1-1 now to Brown. One out, runner at first. 8-4 Jefferson lead against Martinsburg here in the top of the 7th. 1-1 pitch. Line shot over the leaping Nyan Dominguez. No, he caught it. The throw to first is in time, and that's the ball game. What a play by Nyan Dominguez to give Jefferson the win, and they move on to the 4A Region 2 Championship Series. Final score, Jefferson 8, Martinsburg 4. As the Bulldogs season comes to an end, they finish 18-14 overall. And that was miraculous. I thought that was down for another base hit.
He got up, and then he knew immediately that he had a play, just threw off his back foot, give it everything he could there to give it enough flight there to make it over there without one-hopping it, and that ended the season for Martinsburg as their season ends. And they go through the line here for the last time, as you say, 18-14. Great season for a young team, with very little seniors there. Alter being one of the seniors in that lineup, and R.J. Brown. Other than that, Martinsburg will return all these guys next year, and with all that experience, Jefferson moves on at the moment. Hedgesville's up 3-0, and they are they got 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth, 3-0, nobody on. Ryan Kelly continuing to pitch for Washington, and Mason McGill pitching there for Hedgesville.
So we'll step aside and take a 2-minute break, and when we return, we'll have a post-game show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Someone asked me, who's the brains behind Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers?
And what did you say?
I said it was a team effort. Everyone works together to win for our clients.
Well, that's true and very noble of you.
But I could still beat you in cornhole.
You're on. If you're hurt and almost heaven, dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com.
Welcome you back here on Talk Radio WRNR TV10, WRNR TV on YouTube, as the Jefferson Cougars get the 8-4 win over the Martinsburg Bulldogs to advance to the 4A Region 2 Championship Series. They'll take on either Hedgesville or Washington, as that game's still in action right now. Hedgesville leads Washington 3-0 heading to the 5th inning. Our post-game show is brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu and daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me, Trip Tobin, Alec Jefferson, Kyler High, our camera crew, Nick Verslini, on-site producer, back in the studio, Dylan Bishop. And what a game here. It was a hitter's duel at first, and then Alex Danner came in, Trip, and he shut the door on the Dogs.
Yeah, I mean, whether it was planned or not, they had Engel and Danner set, eligible here. Both have been thrown, unbelievable this spring. Both their ERAs are just video game numbers, and their whip is unbelievable as well. But, good setup there. Engel didn't have the stuff that he has had. Martinsburg got on him. Jefferson made a few basement running mistakes. It allowed Martinsburg to hang around enough for Coach John Lowry to change pitchers there. And on top of the third, Loper was down, was up in the pitch count 3-1 with Engel on the mound. Coach Lowry had decided to go to Danner at that point. 3-1, top of the third, 3-1 count, top of the third. Loper to the plate. And from that point on, Danner seen the minimum. So Martinsburg never did get a base runner on Braden Armolt there in the 7th, but he was erased by a double play. So he faced 15 batters from the top of the third when he came in with a 3-1 count and set every single one of them down, put zeros across the board in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. After Martinsburg did score those 4 runs and actually had the lead. And a lot of crazy plays today. Martinsburg just went out there, I think, to come up in the first inning and just said, hey, we let it all hang out, nothing to lose. And then slowly but surely the game kind of got away from them as they stayed close. And like I said at the beginning, the problem with just staying close with a lot of teams, you can kind of score there late. But with Jefferson, they find ways to tackle on runs and insurance runs, and they did just that. But, we're going to get Danner over here as player of the game, of course. But what can you say about a gutty performance from, Jameer Brown, who rolled up in here, short rest, put the team on his back, knew that he was on short rest, hadn't pitched in 4 days rest all year long, and said, hey, I'm ready to go, give me the ball, and I'm going to give it all I got. And he gave it every ounce of what he had in him and threw nearly 100 pitches. Many a times we thought that we were going to see the end of it, and we thought we was going to see him get pulled, and he just kept on fighting back, and, just a great performance by him. The Bulldog season ends 18-14 record. A great season for a team that didn't, nobody had a lot of expectations for, just a couple seniors in the lineup, very little varsity experience. Hardly any of these young men had seen any postseason play, and here they are, fighting the number one team in the state with everything they had here, right to the end. So they season ended, but certainly a respectable season. Commend Coach Byler and his staff for getting those young guys ready to play varsity baseball. Most of them seen very little experience at all and just played their guts out for 30-some games. Just kind of ran out of gas here in the end against a very deep Jefferson team.
Well, that lengthy game scoring summary was brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyer.com as we will wait here for our player of the game. As you heard Tripp already saying, that being Alex Danner, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Trevor Center and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons, so our on-site producer Nick Verzolini getting Danner as well as John Lowry Sr., victorious head coach, to make their ways over to us here and got everything set up and ready to go. Looks like we'll be joined first by our player of the game, Alex Danner. So wait for him to grab that headset and pull that down. You hear us all right, Alex? All right. Congratulations here on the win for you and your team as you guys move on. And what a performance for you out on the mound. Clearly brought your A game. Just give us your thoughts about your performance out there.
Well, I think I do a lot better when my teammates are behind me and there's a ton of energy and we're up all game. It's a team thing.
Came in the third inning, a 3-1 count, and from that point on you've seen the minimum. A little base hit there in the seventh inning that was erased by a double play, but you never allowed a base runner you set 13 down straight, and it looked like you were really feeling it out there. You didn't get the start. Didn't know exactly the rotation, but generally you kind of started in behind Jet. You didn't get to start today. Was it planned that you were going to come in behind Engel? Should there be any trouble, or was that just kind of a game time decision?
No, it was definitely the plan.
Okay. It was a great plan. I mean, they executed right well, right? You come in, and those had a lot of velo. How was you feeling? Did you feel like you had your A game, or still got more in the tank?
Yeah, got more in the tank. Just a great win.
Great win. So right now it looks like Hedgesville's up 3-0, and so possibility you're going to be in the best of 2 out of 3 with Hedgesville and Washington. What are you looking forward to in that matchup?
Looking forward to hopefully only 2 games, 2 good games, and hopefully a state run.
A state run. So anything you want to say before we let you go?
Happy for my teammates. Happy for myself. Let's go.
Unbelievable performance, son. Unbelievable performance. 15, you faced a 15 minimum, shut them down, zeros across the board, 5 straight innings, give your team a chance to tack on some runs and win this this side of the bracket here. So great. We congratulate you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Great job. See if we can get your coach over here.
Yep, we'll switch you out. Congrats again to you, Alex. So best of luck here, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you.
So let him swap out with John Lowry Sr. as he makes his way from behind home plate here. So we'll get ready here now and have him swap out and get Coach Lowry on the headset here. Coach, all good? You got us loudly and clearly?
I can't hear. There's nothing coming through here.
Uh-oh. I'll turn this up a little bit more for you then here. How about now?
I can hear it.
Got it? All right. Congrats on the win. Your team moves on. What do you feel like has kind of been the defining parts of your season here to have your team continue to fight, and find a way?
Well, I thought tonight, Alex was great on the mound. The key to him was he didn't walk anybody. When you don't walk people, the other team has to earn everything. And, he pitched well. You can see he's got the velocity. He can dominate when he keeps the ball across the plate. And we made some nice plays behind him. The play you saw at shortstop on the final play of the game, I don't know you'll see a better play in high school than that. Great play. Not only with getting rid of it quick back to first, but for Surf to be able to hold the bag and catch the ball. All those things went together. So, we had some base running snafus. We could have had 3 runs on the ball that Lim hit, but, we got to get better at that. But, we're pleased. Martinsburg has a good team, and they played a snip and tuck all year, and we were fortunate to get a break tonight and be able to get the victory.
It was a great night. It was fun to watch. First 2 innings was pretty explosive out there. Things looked like you two teams have played each other to basically 1-1, 2-1 games all the way through. And next thing you know, look up in the third inning, it's 4-4. Take us through those first 2 innings there.
Well, we were fortunate to get some base runners there in the first inning, and we scored. I'm sure that Brown threw well, but he's kind of thrown on 3 days, and that's a challenge for him. And we had the miscue there in the first inning when we let the ball get through us there at first on a low throw, and just high school baseball. But we messed up not going too soon on a ball that probably I could have tagged up and got the third on. That's how deep it was. And we just got to clean up little things like that. And the ball that Lim hits in the gap, if our runner on first gets down, if to make a great catch, he's going to get back to first, okay? But if the ball hits the ground like it did, he'd have scored. So all 3 of those runs would have scored, and we wouldn't have had the hitter going by the runner. So, just a lot of little things like that jump up. And, in an odd sort of way, it's kind of neat that they do jump up because those are nuances of the game that I think that they learn by playing. And, they've had that experience now. So hopefully
certainly.
they'll be able to.
Certainly not a lot of things to practice that happened out here today. They have to be experienced.
Well, I was talking to Coach Nesselrod from West Virginia Tech the other night, and he says, you can teach the game. He says, but the only way to learn the game is to play the game. And, because all those little things come up, and that's what makes it such a great game. Look at Nyan tonight. I think, was a little frustrated early in the game with his the play and then the at-bat and so forth. But look at the play he makes to end the game. That's the way baseball is. And that's the beauty of it. That's the challenge of it. And that's the way, I think, the reason we all love it.
Well, I think we've been blessed as WRNR guys to see the EPAC games, to see you guys coach these from where they were game 1 to where they are, and the way both you and Coach Byler, and we see it out at Hedgesville everywhere where you guys continue to coach day after day, even when you play after play and get these kids better. And, we're just blessed to have, that kind. I think that's why I'm successful in the summer at times. That's why your guys are successful down the state sometimes, because we just have some very good these kids are in very good hands here, and we just really appreciate the great season that you guys have given us to watch.
Well, historically, you can look back through the Panhandle. And back to the 50s and the 40s, there's been good baseball. Charlestown had a team play for the state championship in 48. Jefferson in 1970. Hedgesville's won a championship. Martinsburg's won multiple championships. You can go to Kaiser; they've won championships. Moorfield, and all those are extended Panhandle type teams. John Kruk, Doug Creek, players like that came out of the Panhandle. Scotty Bullitt, I don't want to miss anybody. All great high school players. Just great baseball area.
So one more thing, as a head coach, you come down, you got Tegan Moulton on deck. At the moment, that's the play. Suddenly, the ball gets out in the field, and then you have to make a game time, a decision there, kind of set him back in, and then you get him fired back up, goes back out second, makes a couple of nice plays. That shows your depth, but it also shows the selflessness of the team.
Well, I tell them, we try to get them to understand or grasp the idea that you play the game one pitch at a time, and you never know which pitch might make the difference in the game. And to focus and to keep that mindset of concentration, it's difficult. You know that, dealing with high school age kids. Of course, you have some college age kids too. But, concentration is such a factor. There's laps, there's time between plays, and, all that goes together to make it fun.
3-3 at Hedgesville. You got to wait on the winner.
Well, I'll tell you what, both those teams are very capable.
Very capable teams. Well, we appreciate you letting us come down and to spend some time with us, and been loved watching you. See you guys play here. Good luck here next week, or the end of this week, right?
No, next week, right?
I think it's Tuesday.
Tuesday next week?
Okay. Tuesday next week, obviously with holiday on Monday.
Right. And
sounds good.
We have 4 games that we can play, so we're going to be looking for people to
Oh,
play.
Yeah, that's right.
So.
You got a few games you can play in between.
There you go.
So.
All right. Well, congratulations. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Lowry. As that's, again, our post-game interviews, once again brought to you by Trips Flooring. So let's get some post-game stats and wrap things up. Post-game stats brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. They're proud to be the owners who just care more. So, again, final score 8-4. Jefferson gets the win. Jefferson with those 8 runs coming on only 5 hits, 1 defensive error, and they left 10 on base. For Martinsburg, the 4 runs on 7 hits, but 5 defensive errors. They left 2 runners stranded. Here, let's first get our stats for both pitchers on each side. To each side, as Jameer Brown goes 5 1/3, giving up 5 hits, 7 runs, 3 earned, 7 walks, 1 strikeout. Loper goes 2/3 of an inning, no hits, 1 run allowed though, a walk, no strikeouts, and the run also not earned. On the other side, it was Engel starting off, going 2 innings with 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, struck out 4, walked 1. Then Danner came in, went 5 innings, gave up only 1 hit, struck out 3, walked nobody, gave up no runs as well. Offensively, you had Dominguez with a hit, Guerra with a hit, and 2 RBIs as well. Healy with a 2-hit day, too, as well as Seger with 1 hit and an RBI. For Martinsburg, it was Jameer Brown with 2 hits and 2 RBIs, Zarnecki with a hit and an RBI, Alter with a hit and an RBI, Green and Kaufman, as well as Armalt, all with 1 hits, 2, and that will wrap things up, for us here, getting a little bit winded as it's getting late. So final score once again, Jefferson 8, Martinsburg 4. The Cougars advance will take on either Hedgesville or Washington. For Dylan Bishop back at the studio, as well as Nick Verzlini here, Alec Epperson, Kyler High, and Trip Tobin. I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off. This has been West Virginia High School playoff baseball action on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. Have a good night.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco Team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations Robert Fields & Sons, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, the Palace Lounge, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Murius Group Ameriprise Financial Services LLC, and the Berkeley County Health Department.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.